Hello, my friends. Good evening, or whatever time of day it might be for you. It's time for me to take my spiritual pulse, and I'm inviting you to take about 15 minutes. Put down whatever you're carrying. In your heart, on your mind. Put it down and join me as we create a sacred space where we can take this soulful adventure together. Along with my dear friend and yours, our soul companion, Mark Nepo. So settling into this moment of now, I invite you to take some deep cleansing breaths. Settling our nervous systems with deep, even inhales and exhales. I'm so honored and grateful that you've joined me. I received today my copy of the Little Book of Awakenings, which is a smaller version of Mark Nepo's The Book of Awakenings, which I've had for years. And this is a compilation of Mark's treasures. And he said, "It is my hope that you'll find something here to calm, comfort, challenge, and stretch you. And most of all, to introduce you to yourself." So this version is intended so that you can just carry it along with you. But ultimately, you know, the intent is the same, that awakening to that infinite source of knowledge, wisdom, strength, intuition, whatever you call that. May this be a bridge to that place of deep inner peace and knowing, my friends, my soul family. And so I decided I would share a passage from this edition. This edition has 52 weeks. It just provides 52 weeks of Mark's gems. So it's on a week-by-week basis. And the week one is called Burning the Wrapper. And I thought, oh my goodness, I remember this from Mark's daily passages. And I really felt drawn to share it with you tonight because, as some of you know, doing Instagram Lives is a big thing for me. Reintegrating myself, sharing my voice fully and freely after years of feeling very, silenced, small, confined, was huge. So these springboards for my soul's expression, and maybe you're craving that in your life too, they exist, they are there, and sometimes they just take different formats, like doing these Instagram lives. Even though we are not present with each other, I know that we share a collective energy. And that is so powerful. And a second springboard is a YouTube channel. And so it was on Tunnel Mountain, really carrying one of Mark's meditations with me, his passage that I shared last week called Let Go of the Rice, that I realized what I needed to do, what I needed to let go of in order to not just awaken, but to be able to express even more fully the truth of who I am and what I'm being called to be. And so, my friends, I'm wearing this colorful sweater one of my students gave me because I believe in so many ways it reflects that essence of who we are as we peel away and strip away, as we shed what we're not and reveal our beautiful essence, our colorful, vibrant essence. And it is in this energy of creation and blossoming that I welcome you. And my intention for this practice is that you will awaken to that beautiful voice within you. That you will receive whatever you need at this very moment simply by asking even one question. What is life telling me now? What is the message in this for me? And that you may take action, inspired action, however that looks in your beautiful life. And may this time of blossoming generate this energy, our collective energy that is sparking more soul-to-soul connections like this. More love, more healing, more joy in our hearts, in our homes, in our communities, in our countries, and globally. I invite you to take a moment and set an intention for this practice. And let us settle into the wisdom of our dear soul companion, Mark Nepo, and his passage entitled, Burning the Wrapper. From the beginning, the key to renewal has been shedding, the casting off of old skin. The Polynesians say the world began when Teora, their name for the creator, woke to find himself growing inside a shell. He stretched and broke the shell, and the earth was created. Teora kept growing, and after a time, he found himself inside another shell. Again, he stretched and broke the shell, and this time, the moon was created. Again, Teora kept growing, and again, he found himself contained by yet another shell. This time, the breaking forth created the stars. In this ancient story, the Polynesians have carried for us the wisdom that we each grow in this life by breaking successive shells. That the peace of God within each of us stretches until there's no room to be. And then the world as we know it must be broken so that we can be born anew. In this way, life becomes a living of who we are until that form of self can no longer hold us. And like Teora in his shell, we must break the forms that contain us in order to birth our way into the next self. This is how we shed our many ways of seeing the world. Not that any are false, but that each serves its purpose for a time until we grow and they no longer serve us. I have lived through many selves. The first of me, so eager to be great, to set things ablaze, shunned everything that was ordinary. I hunted the burn of a champion's hip and wanted to be a great musician too, to be famous and extraordinary. But as I grew, the notion of fame left me lonely in the night. Thrones, no matter how pretty, have only room for one. The second of me wanted to be covered by waves, inhale the stars, and move like a song. Now I wanted to be the great music itself. But to be the great thing was still as lonely as it was magnificent. The third of me gave up on greatness. It was how I let others draw close. I asked more questions, not really interested in the answers, but more the face below the face about to speak. And then, during cancer, there came yet another self, there, bent and distorted in the hospital. As the late sun flooded my pillow, I was dead in the chrome, alive on the pillow, a quiet breath between. Dead, alive, at once. And oddly, it did not scare, for I felt the pulse of life in the quiet breath, and the place to which I transcended is here. Almost dying was another shell I had to break. It has led me to realize that each self unfolds. Just one concentric womb en route to another, each encompassing the last. I would believe in arrival, but for all the arrivals I've broken on the way. Almost dying was another shell I had to break. It has led me to realize that each self unfolds, just one concentric womb en route to another, each encompassing the last. I would believe in arrival, but for all the arrivals I've broken on the way. Just repeated that section. allowing it to sink deep within. And I invite you to continue to breathe slowly, gently, compassionately. And if your eyes are open, just close them, please. And feel one aspect of your current world that feels like a shell, that feels confining. Rather than focusing on the people or the circumstances involved, try now to feel this confinement as the threshold of your next growth. You may place a hand to your heart or where you're feeling that shift. Meditate on how the peace of God within you might stretch and stand more fully, so that being who you are more completely will break this shell of confinement. Will free you, will liberate you. Pray to understand that none of this is bad, none of these feelings, but simply necessary for the growth of your soul. From the beginning, the key to renewal has been shedding, the casting off of old skin. Taking a few deep breaths now as you return to your surroundings. I thank you for creating this sacred space for our souls to expand. To break the shell that is confining us, to blossom into our magnificence. And I wish you a blessed evening, my dear friends, my soul family. Until next time.